Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Recapping the Past, the show where Ben and I sit down and we just watch sitcoms from our youth. I am Matt Najot, and as I just said, I'm with my friend Ben Rayner. How are you doing today, Ben?
I'm doing good. How are you?
A little cold, a little tired, but I'm actually looking forward to talking about this. Not just the fact that we're actually done Miss Bliss, but there was actually some good episodes that were really are worth talking about this in this chunk of 8 that we watched over the last week.
Definitely. I found some of them very interesting.
Yeah, me too. Like some of them definitely were. It's like it hit its peak at a certain point, and yeah, they touched on some really good things. Like in this block of 8, they touched on bullying, on illiteracy, which was a really good episode. What happens when your teacher starts dating your dad, or when your best friend moves in with you, which is another interesting one, and when your mentor comes to visit. There was a lot of good episodes. Right. So do you want to just hop right into it then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so last week we broke down every episode, but we're going to be changing the format up a little bit. Instead of doing a chunk of episodes every week, we're just actually from this after this episode on, we're going to be covering a full season. So we're going to finish. We finished Miss Bliss. It was a 13 episode run. We're going to talk about a couple episodes that happened in that run that we actually really enjoyed. And the first one to come up is Parents and Teachers, which features what I had mentioned, where Zach's divorced father meets Miss Bliss, and they actually form a connection and kind of almost start dating, and Zach has a really hard time dealing with it.
Yeah, this one is interesting on a couple of levels. One, because the plot is snowy. And then second, the question of what is Saved by the Bell continuity?
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Because you have that with a dad who just divorced his mom. But in Saved by the Bell proper, we see he comes from a loving, and loving, very nuclear family.
Yeah, no, he had no siblings. His parent, like it's mentioned in this in Miss Bliss that he's got like a sister or something, like that, but there's no siblings in Saved by the Bell. His parents are not divorced, even though you only actually see them together. Future spoilers at the wedding. That's the only time you actually see them on camera together.
That is funny.
That is weird, yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think you had like 2 episodes with the dad and 2 episodes with the mom, maybe.
I'm too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. A mom is put up, think I need an episode. And, and in the holiday one, about the homeless teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. The homeless episode, yeah, which is one I actually can't wait to talk about because while it's a good episode, there's a little moral stuff in there.
Yeah, but that's Saved by the Bell for you.
That's right? True. That is true.
And we're not there.
But yeah, no. What I liked about this is you see a side of Zach that you do see a little bit in Saved by the Bell, but you really do see him vulnerable here and acting out. And pretty much acting as any kid would be if they were put in this situation. When you walk in and see your parent and your dad kissing, or your teacher and your dad kissing, it'd be weird seeing your parent and your dad kissing.
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to remember what else happened in this episode.
Well, really, that's the crux of it. See if I can find a plot summary. Yeah, unfortunately, there's really nothing else mentioned on IMDb. I'm just going to quickly hop on Wikipedia here, see maybe if there's anything else. Let's see. Yeah, they don't even say anything else on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, this was really good acting. This was their first foray into showing like Mark Wahlberg's acting range as a child, and he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's more than just a funny man. He can act.
Yeah, exactly. And like there is another plot point where they basically him and Max they want to sneak out of school to go buy tickets, and Zach out of rebellion uses his dad's relationship in ways to get out of things. Let's just say, and it really comes back to backfire in his ass.
You keep calling his name Max, but isn't it Mikey?
Yeah, sorry, it is Mikey. It's the guy. The actor's name is Max. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I can't blame you. That character's so bad.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why Mikey and Nicky never got promoted to Saved by the Bell proper.
See, I can 100% see that with Max. Nikki, I mean, I could have seen her making the transition as well.
You know, maybe now with a reboot, I'm talking about this last night with you. Maybe we can see her pop up again.
Maybe. I mean, like they say in the wrestling business, never say never, but I mean, it's highly unlikely because they never once mentioned junior high, like anything from Miss Bliss before. So, I mean, you could, but how many people outside of like the Uber fans like us know about Miss Bliss, right?
How many episodes of the reboot have you watched?
Well, okay, so since I'm in Canada and it's not streaming, I have to watch it 2 episodes at a time.
Okay.
I've only watched the first 2. Why? Did they mention Miss Bliss?
Keep in your out.
No.
Keep in your out.
What episode?
I can't remember. That happened from the binging. I don't remember what episode number, but they make at least one reference. Really like nice.
All right.
I hope I didn't spoil anything for you now.
I'm going to spoil it for myself. It's called Google. Okay, so let's go on to the next episode we wanted to just briefly touch on, which is episode number. I do want to give I know we're not going to talk about it. I do want to give a shout out to episode 6, actually, Showdown, the one with the bully. I really, really think that is one of the better episodes of a show where they dive into why a bully is being a bully, and in this case, the bully is like that because he can't read, and he lashes out because he thinks everyone laughs at him, but the one person that doesn't is Screech, the kid he's bullying, and that's where you see the turn in this guy where he says, "I think I'm ready to kick this."
And the actor who played him, you said he was
Yes, yeah. So his name is Andres Jones, and he played in Nightmare on Elm Street 4. He played the role of Rick, which was the boyfriend of the main female character.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's actually one of the better scenes. Sorry? Yeah, he was actually in it quite a bit. He does, spoilers, he dies. It's Nightmare on Elm Street, so come on.
Yeah, come on, everybody dies.
But yeah, no, he actually has a fair amount of screen time in that movie. He's one of the main. I wouldn't say he's like top billing, but he's definitely like higher supporting. And that's really the only other notable thing that he's done.
Oh, whenever I saw him on Miss Bliss, he looked like a tall, tough priest to me. Did you see that, or is that just me?
I think it's just you, but I'm looking at the picture on IMDb. It looks kind of like Charlie Sheenish.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody, but all right.
But yeah, no, I wanted to touch on that just because I think it was really, really well done, well acted. And I'm going to say this might be a little bit of controversial take. I think this might be my favorite version of Screech is Miss Bliss version.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, when we were watching the rest of the series, it might change, but right now I found myself really, really enjoying this version. I mean, it's more or less the same as what you get, but there's just something about him as a junior high kid where it's just like it's
it works. He's less of an oddball, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's still an odd duck, but he's more relatable, and none more so than in the next episode we're going to cover, which is episode number 10, Practical Jokes. basically the whole crux of this episode is nobody has in what her 11 years at JFK Junior High has ever been able to prank Miss Bliss. So the kids obviously are trying to do it, and someone is successful. And Screech says it's him. So in order to teach the kids about the judicial system, Screech gets put on trial.
Only on this kind of show would that happen.
Hey, you know what? I wish we did stuff like that in school. I think that's a great way to learn.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I mean, like the kids show, they learn their stuff, and as revealed at the beginning of the episode, it was Miss Bliss who did the prank, because she said nobody was paying attention. She knew that was the only way that she would get her students to actually cram for their midterms, and that is fucking genius.
Yeah, it is. I also like. I have to be honest. Every time Tony got pranked, I laugh.
Oh, me too. And I was fortunate because Miss Bliss is not anywhere in Canada. I can't buy it on iTunes. I can't get it anywhere. I had to illegally stream it. And this was actually one of the episodes where they had the opening intro by Zach Morris that was filmed at the Bell. And one of the things is he's like, oh, and by the way, you're gonna love it when Belding gets in this episode. Just as Belding walks by and he does the whole Zach, and then Belding walks one way, Zach pretends to follow him, and he turns around and runs the other way.
And it's funny how much Belding changed.
Oh yeah.
From this to what we really got him. I mean, yeah, he still has his, like you said last week, he still has his trademark laugh.
Mm-hmm. I know I did. It's not in every episode, but I did hear it in one of the first 4.
And then in one of the last night.
Yeah. Basically, you see what we know as Belding, but in this one, he's more of the straight man. Like, I mean, he was a straight man in the other show too, but I mean, this is more so where he's definitely more, don't want to say straight laced, but he's more reserved, I guess.
Milo
mild mannered, yeah.
Milo is a wacky one in this.
Oh yeah. Yes, definitely. Milo is an interesting character. He works for this. I'm actually glad he didn't make the transition. Nothing against Kate Carter. He was really good as in the thing, but I don't think he would have worked in Saved by the Bell.
I still don't know what he does. I mean,
it sounds, based on what I gathered in the last episode we talked about, I think he's like the custodian. He's head of maintenance or something.
I'm guessing he's a vice principal.
Maybe vice principal, head of maintenance, right? Same thing. I mean, doing both jobs. But yeah, no, this was a fun episode. Having Zach be Screech's defense attorney.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. No, if you guys go your way to watch this is definitely one I do recommend checking out. It's called Practical Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, okay, so the next one that's on the list is episode 11, which is Stevie, which I mentioned to you last night. This is my type of music.
Yeah, it's really cool. I liked it too.
Yeah. Were you tapping your toes? Because I sure as hell was.
Yeah, I was. When she was counting that song at the end, for sure.
Yeah, it was great. It made me want to look for it, but I realized it's probably never been released. So basically, the point of this one is Zach bets with Nikki that he can kiss a 17-year-old pop singer named Stevie, who's giving her final performance at JFK. So Zach pretends that he's dying to get it and fools nearly everyone except Miss Bliss, who knows Zach's reputation as a compulsive pathological liar. Meanwhile, Stevie stays with her favorite old teacher, Miss Bliss. So basically, the point of this episode is Stevie decides to come back to her hometown and to her old school, which is JFK Junior High, to do her farewell performance because she's decided she wants to go off to college. And so Zach, being how he is, he makes a bet that he can get her to kiss her. And, once it's found out what he's doing, he gets into a lot of shit. But then he actually does get to kiss Stevie, not knowing that he's kissing Stevie because he meets her under her actual name.
It's the glasses Clark Kent Superman no glasses thing.
Yeah, but this one is more believable. Well, okay, this one is more believable than Superman. Reason being, different hair color. When she's Colleen, which is her real name, she's dressed like you and me instead of like Tiffany. Right. Like she looks like one of us as opposed to the pop star. So that one's more believable.
Maybe.
Hey man, it also could be very believable with Superman. It all depends on how you portray your Clark Kent, and Christopher Reeve did it the best. Not only did he change his tone of voice, he slumped his shoulders and he acted like a bumbling idiot.
True.
You think that this dumbass couldn't be Superman?
Yeah, good point. Fair point.
It's all on how you play it. And another fun running gag is Stevie could remember Belding's name.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
And I like when he had to sign the portrait for his
wife make it out to Richard. She'll get a kick out of that. Yeah, no, this was another solid episode. And the actress who played Stevie, she didn't really do much, actually. Her name is Suzanne Terra, and her last acting credit was an episode of Beverly Hills 90210 in 1995.
Who is she in that?
She's credited as female student.
Yeah, he really didn't do that much.
She really didn't do much. She did an episode of General Hospital. She did an episode of Miss Bliss. She did an episode of Freddy's Nightmares, which is the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series.
Oh, I never knew they made a TV show.
And the what? Sorry.
I never knew they made a Freddy.
Yeah, they did an anthology TV show where it all kind of followed the horror theme. And actually, if you look at the cast list, a lot of famous people before they became famous did an episode. Being the most famous being Brad Pitt.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, she did an episode of that. She was in the pilot for Ferris Bueller, and her last big thing was as the female student in 90210, and she didn't do anything after that.
You know who she kind of looked like to me? Did you ever watch Roseanne?
Yeah.
You kind of reminded me of Becky, the first Becky.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely, there was some resemblance there.
Yeah.
Definitely some resemblance there. But yeah, it's too bad. She actually did pretty good in this role, and too bad she wasn't able to carve out a career. I wonder what happened to her.
Maybe life imitated art. Art that imitated life, or whatever, however that goes. Maybe she went off to college.
Maybe. It's for fun. Google. Well, it looks like she became a bodybuilder.
Okay. Maybe she's MMA now.
No. She's not in MMA, but it looks like she's definitely does athletic competitions.
Interesting.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah.
Okay, and sorry?
What's the final episode we're talking about?
So the final episode we're going to cover is, I don't know if you call it the series finale or the season finale. What would you call it?
Depending how you look at it, because is this a series or is this a season of Saved by the Bell?
Well, I like to look at it as its own thing because this is for better or worse, it's an alternate reality version of these characters.
They're calling the series finale.
Yeah, it's a series. Okay, so it's the series finale. The Mentor, which I mentioned to you last night, is actually the only episode that I do remember watching because I did see these as a kid, but this is the only one that ever stuck in my mind for whatever reason. This is the only one that I really remembered.
I had a few like that, but yeah, this is a good one.
This was the summary of this one is the unorthodox teaching methods of Miss Bliss's former heights. Wow, I can't talk. The unorthodox teaching methods of Miss Bliss's former history teacher comes to conflict with Mr. Belding when he is brought in to substitute for her. Meanwhile, Nikki is the star pitcher for the JFK's softball team, but has second thoughts when Lisa tells her to get in touch with her domestic side. Now, that one, that's very of his time, because there's no way you would ever have that on 2020 television where you're told to change because boys won't like you. That's bonkers. People will like you for who you are.
Well, look at the reboot itself. One of the high school, one of the main
Kids.
a girl, and well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but
No, I know she's trans.
No, well, okay, never mind.
What were you gonna say?
There's a girl that goes out to the football team.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the trans character. Yeah, no. That's more representative of where we are now in today's society.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't want to point that out.
Yeah, and also, like I said, there's also a trans character.
Right.
Yeah. So what I found fun about this one is I didn't realize it until watching it this end. The actor who plays the mentor, James Lyman, his name is Robert Donner, but he played Hexagon in Mork and Mindy. Okay. Dude was one of the funniest guests on the show. Whenever he popped up. Oh yeah, well he was like, like those crazy like cult leaders you'll see like on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he was, but he was a cult leader for outer aliens, and then he meets Mork. Who's actually an alien, and it's so out there. It's so funny. I don't know. I own the first season, but I don't know. Granted, it'd be different up here in Canada than it is in the States. You have to look.
I'll look it up. You can do one had a long time ago. I'm dying to watch it again.
Mork and Mindy's first season is still some of the best TV you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, back to this episode. So what was it that stuck out to you about this? Like you said to me last night, it was also one that you remember. What was it about this?
I remember like his teaching style. I don't know why I didn't remember all the lessons he taught, like the hall pass. I remember that. Him coming in Abraham Lincoln at the end. I remember
that's the one. That's the like predominant memory for me was Abraham Lincoln.
And he did. I don't know. He did remind me of Daniel Day-Lewis as Lincoln when he showed up in Lincoln. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, he definitely did do a different voice than what does stereotypically Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's definitely his teaching lessons. And this is what I said to you last night. Like, this is a teacher I would have loved to have had in school.
Oh,
don't get me wrong. My teachers are great. But this was something different. And it definitely, I don't know what it is about the Gettysburg Address. I'm not American. I do not have an American drop of blood in my body. But something about that Gettysburg Address, man, it still resonates with me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's incredible. I mean,
yeah.
People used to say he's the best president of Washington, man. I think it's him.
Yeah, for sure. He would have my vote from everything I've read. Yeah, and this ended in an interesting way because the first 12 episodes ended like most sitcoms do on a comedy beat, but not this one. This one ended on the Gettysburg Address, and that was it. There was no funny bit, nothing. It ended on the address.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think at that time they didn't know they were going to be done?
I want to say no.
Okay.
I want to say no, but I mean, I don't think I probably could find any record of that. But I found that interesting that they decided to end it on a serious note like that.
Well, they knew it was a season finale. Right? I mean, they must have known that.
Maybe they must have known they weren't getting picked up.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, because this was Disney Channel, and then Saved by the Bell was NBC, which at the time I think was owned by the same people or some of that.
So, now that we talked about episodes, can we dive into some of the characters and some of the things?
100%. Yeah, who did you want to highlight?
Well, they highlight the trio. It started with Zach. And what What's your take on pre-Saved by the Bell Zach and after Saved by the Bell?
Um, my my he's it's hard. Okay, it's hard to say this, but I want to say he's like not as douchey as what we get in Saved by the Bell. Like he does some dumb shit, but it's a less douchey version of Zach Morris. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's Saved by the Bell. He uses people more. He does not so great things to women. Definitely does some interesting pranks and stuff like that. This was more. You get that, but it's more subdued.
And you were saying you like this Screech the best, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I mean, Screech has always made me laugh, but I guess it's the early versions, the younger Screeches that before his voice breaks and he hits puberty. That it like you said, it works. There's an innocence there, even though he's fucking out of his mind. But there is an innocence there that just, I guess, it resonates with me, and it was fun, man. Just some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is just so funny.
And believe me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was only one episode in this where he was really into Lisa.
Two. Well, one where it was like the main focus, which we covered last episode. But there in the mentor episode, there is a brief hint at it when Screech dies during the battle. He crawls up to Lisa's desk. He's like, "Make my death worthwhile," or something like that. She's like, "Drop dead," and falls over. So there is a mention there. But you're right; it was only the one episode.
And the funny thing about that one episode, it ends with him going into the cafeteria, and she screams, right?
Yeah.
Well, funny thing, I really watching the episode in the 5th season a few weeks ago. Well, Love Letters came back into play. Stephen Meyer came back into play.
Yeah.
And the episode ends the same way.
Really?
She finds out it was him, and she screams and passes out in his arms.
I do remember that now. I don't remember the scream per se, but I remember the passing out in his arms.
I never found that interesting. Like, I wonder if they did that on purpose.
No, I don't think so, because I think it was different writers, and also you gotta, like I said earlier, who remembers Miss Bliss?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good job of like hiding it away.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah. I've always had liked the Screech Lisa relationship going through all of the thing, like the lovelorn nerd, and they never took it too far, ever.
Yeah, they never did.
Yeah, they never did.
And I did like that one episode of Saved by the Bell. We'll get there in a few weeks, but when Zach kissed Lisa and Screech saw,
we'll get to it, but that's one of the best episodes of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think that's where Dustin Diamond showed his acting chops. But again, we'll get to that one when it happens. I think that's season 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
It's 5? Okay.
And
yeah, there's some good episodes of Saved by the Bell worth talking. That's definitely one of them.
Yeah. There's some that's cheesy. Like, when they all get drunk, and of course they hit phone call.
Yeah. Cheesy, but it happens. Anyways, back to this episode. So the last character of the trio, Lisa. What do you think of this incarnation of Lisa?
Like, you never saw like blueprints of what became Lisa?
Yeah.
Like, other than that, she was kind of bland.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like this version of Lisa actually carries over to a degree into the first season of Saved by the Bell. And she's probably, honestly, out of the core 6, my least favorite character at the beginning, just because there's not much to her.
She's very typical valley girl.
Yeah, And then towards the end, you kind of get out of that a little bit, but for the most part, she plays. That's who Lisa is that throughout the whole series.
Then talk about them too. I don't want to call them oddballs, but
Yeah,
Mikey and Nikki.
I like her more toward like as we got further into the series.
Right.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Mikey is fluff filler character, very forgettable.
Do you think if they continued on to Flopper, do you think Mikey and Nikki would have blended well with Zach, Jesse, and Kelly?
No, I think he would have gone the way of Minkus.
Okay. How about?
I think Nikki would have had a better chance, but if you had her, you wouldn't have had Jesse.
Right.
Yeah, I think she would have had a better chance. But to be honest, they were fine in their roles. They did what they had to. They did their job. I did say I like Nikki a little more, but I'm glad they didn't carry over.
There's a reason why they didn't go on to do anything of note later on in their careers.
Yeah. Like I said, they were fine for this, but they wouldn't have fit into Saved by the Bell.
How about Miss Bliss?
I liked Miss Bliss. Again, she's the type of character that works in Miss Bliss more so she would have Saved by the Bell, because this is a character that is to be the focus of the show.
Right.
If she'd have carried over into Saved by the Bell and it was still just all in the kids, she's another one she probably would have left after a year or two.
Well, let's look at the teachers we did get. We got the deaf one.
Yeah.
We got the heavyset guy.
Mr. Tudball. Or is it Tuttle? Mr. Tuttle.
Tuttle.
Sorry.
Well, you know what? I like Tudball as well.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Belding calls him that at one point.
Well, maybe it's that.
Maybe.
Who else did we have? We had the blind woman.
Yeah.
That blind the woman with thick glasses.
Yeah, I remember her. You know who I really remember? The nurse. From season 5.
Season 5? Isn't it season 2 or 3?
I thought it was more later, but all I know is it's not the first season.
Yeah. The one, yeah. Well, she was only in one episode, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, most of these teachers didn't appear more than 2-3 times.
Yeah. Oh, well, I know one of the teachers comes back in the reboot. Won't say who.
I think I know. Is it a certain brother? Is it a brother?
No.
Because he was a teacher.
Yeah, one of the recurring teachers comes back. I'm
trying to think. Because I think most of them had passed by this point.
There's one.
I wish I had the ability to binge the reboot, but I don't. So yeah, and we talked about Milo. Thoughts on him?
It was fun. And then we're not what he did, but I think we'll have more to say when we get into season 1 of
100%. 100%.
I wonder, why do you think they moved it from Indiana to California? If you had to guess.
Probably to give it some more pizzazz, because no offense to Indiana, but I mean, it's Indiana, California. Where would you rather live, right?
Right.
And I mean, for a character like Zach to actually progress to be who he was, you had to take him out of Indiana.
Excellent point.
Yeah. And I mean, with that, you got Slater. I mean, Slater could have happened in Indiana as well, but again, he's another one that fits into the California lifestyle, as you see in the reboot.
So does Kelly?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 100%. Nikki and Max were perfectly suited for Indianapolis. Mikey, sorry. Max is his real name. Nikki and Mikey were perfectly suited for Indianapolis, but wouldn't have worked well in the transition, and same vice versa.
Kelly looked so well in Los Angeles, moved to 90210.
Damn right. So you know why she went to 90210? Because she wanted to break the stigma that she's not just a pretty face. That's 100% legit.
No, I believe it, and it worked. I love that character.
100%. Yeah, no, definitely. I've been on record saying I'm a 90210 fan, and I think as much as Brenda was good, when Val came on the scene in season 5, man, that was a jump start to that show.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when Luke Perry came back too.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
He left, and then he came back in the final.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
You know, Luke Kelly and Tiffany. What's her name?
Tiffany Amber Thiessen? Or Tiffany Thiessen now as she goes back.
Right here. You know, she and White Austin Green went out. Did you know that?
She what?
They went out.
Her and who?
The guy who went David in 90210.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Brian Austin Green. Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Lark Voorhees and Mark Paul Gosselaar dated for a few years during Saved by the Bell?
No, but I can see that.
Maybe when they did Hawaiian style, they were dating.
Maybe that's why they got in the second Lisa episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, it must have been one big swing, key party thing over there.
All I know is that by the time the show ended, they weren't together.
Yeah.
So that must have been interesting.
You know, I can't remember where I heard this. Dustin Diamond was definitely the youngest out of the set.
Oh, hands down. He was still a teenager when they were filming. He was still high school age when they were filming. I think when the series might have ended.
Wow.
That's part of where the disconnect between him and the other 4 came from, is because they were older and he was younger. You know what I mean? And I've heard of stories like that happening on a lot of sets.
You think they were ever meant for friendships? Like, can you ever see him pop up on the reboot?
Again, never say never. But I think there would have to be a big effort on his part. Because A, he's in jail. I think he's still in jail.
Okay.
And B, he said a lot of horrible shit. A lot of bad stuff about them.
Yeah, I can't see them being too welcoming towards him.
Yeah, but again, anything is possible. I've seen if the Ultimate Warrior can return to the WWE after some of the shit that he said and some of the stuff they said about him, anything's possible.
Hell, Will Smith and the original Act Viv can make up. Anything is possible.
Right? Yeah, let's see. Oh, apparently they explained Screech's absence in the reboot.
Oh yeah, they did. They gave him a nice little backstory.
That makes sense. With Kevin. Of course it's with Kevin.
Okay. Funny thing, I forgot all about Kevin.
I love Kevin.
So when they said Kevin, I imagined something way different.
Yeah, he's still in prison.
Yeah.
As of last month.
Yeah. What did he do? Do we know?
I think he stabbed somebody, or he stabbed someone to death. One of the two. Hold on. He stabbed a man in 2014. Oh, no, never mind. Apparently he's out. But yeah, he stabbed somebody in a bar.
Oh, kidnappers.
Yep. Not all of them make it.
Good chunk of them don't. But anyway, when you ever go back and watch Miss Bliss?
The only time I would go back and watch is if I ever decide to buy the complete series on DVD, because that is the only way you can actually get it. on disc is on the complete series DVD. So if that includes all of Saved by the Bell, both movies, college years, and all the new class, if I'm not mistaken. So if I get that, then yes, because whenever I like to watch episodes, I don't randomly just throw in episodes of shows. I binge the whole freaking thing. So that would be the only way I would do it.
And I have to wonder on the DVDs if they have those intros.
Probably not. Those were only done for syndication purposes to avoid confusion. Right? Because if you put the Saved by the Bell thing, but it's not, there's no Slater, Jesse, or Kelly, you're going to go, what the hell? So that's why they put those on there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they had that on Hulu. That would have been fun.
I got lucky and I got to see a couple of them. Really, all it is just him saying, hey, back in the junior high days, this happened. You just the show. That's literally all it is.
What did you think? Look, one episode I want to bring up real quick. What did you think about the one where Zach pledged bowling club?
It was good. I hate people like that.
Me too.
I really do, and I did not like seeing Zach tear down his friends like that at all.
It was hard for me to watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you knew it was coming, but it's just like, you didn't want to see it.
I mean, yeah. I forget, there wasn't a big plot in that, isn't there? Is that the...
I don't...
Oh, yes, there was. Building at Dress, Switch jobs.
Is that the one?
Yeah, there was that one. Yeah, remember the kids got into a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. They all ended up in the office. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, no, this was one of the better episodes, but yeah, I just did not like what they made Zach do in that episode. I get it.
It's like they made him too douchey. They didn't have the right amount of douche.
Oh, they went past douche. They went to straight up asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts on Good Morning, Miss Bliss, the Saved by the Bell prequel of sorts?
I like them different, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the actor Saved by the Bell proper.
Yeah.
I think they found something in between the two seasons and they just ran with it.
It was a good start.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a good start. It was fun to go back and watch these again because, like I said, I haven't seen them probably since I was 9-10 years old. So that was major fun. And it was great to see the origins of Screech and Lisa and Zach and Belding. But yeah, no, I think it was a good start, and I'm with you. I'm looking forward to starting proper, and I'm glad they went to where they did with the show.
So next week we'll be back talking about, I believe, the first episode of Dancing to the Max or something.
Yeah, the first episode is Dancing to the Max. It's not the first episode filmed, but it's the first one aired. There's a little bit of when they originally aired these episodes, they did a little they were a little kabuki-ish with it. Orders are out of order, so it was supposed to be the pilot and played later in the season, and yeah, thank God it's only like that for the first season. But if I'm not mistaken, it's the first season that has one of my favorite Screech moments.
Which one?
Does the name Sinead O'Connor mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, am I thinking of the right one?
It's the one where Screech. Okay, I'm going to tell you what he does. It's the one where Screech dresses like the Carol Burnett lady with the mop to spy on the girls. And he says, "My name? Oh, it's Sinead O'Connor." Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was the one, or I was getting confused at one time. He dressed up as Barbara Bush.
That was funny too. So okay, I do okay. So I know I said Screech is the way he played Screech in Miss Bliss is probably my favorite version, but the best moments hands down happen in Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, I mean, the way that goal, let's be honest here, Zach uses Screech
Oh, for sure.
for his mimic. I
Zach looks up
mean,
to him and loves him. Like Very
yeah,
Screech does, yeah. Like
and,
you can tell that Zach definitely does care for Screech.
oh yeah, definitely. Like, we'll get there. But the one where Screech might be taken away because they think he's an alien.
Yeah.
I remember there's one scene, and it happened in Zach Morris' room. And Zach care. You see him care about the
Yeah.
speech.
And we actually do get that in Miss Bliss during the bully episode. He's the first one to stand in front of Screech when the bully tries to get after him. The first one.
Yeah, Zach, I like Zach quite a bit. You see, he's a good character.
Yeah.
Sure.
100%. Yes, is he douchey? Yes. I mean, you couldn't get away with creating a character like that nowadays. But you know what? That the friend dynamic between that group that's what makes the show memorable. Is
Right.
those 6 characters.
Right. One of these episodes with you and me, we have to do a ranking of favorite to least favorite.
Of what? His character?
Characters.
Oh, okay. Can be done. Well, hey, when we do the recap of the series, that's the episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And we might have to, we get a little competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to find somebody to bring their own stuff to the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like we said, next week we're going to be starting Saved by the Bell proper with season 1. It's gonna be a fun ride. Ben, yeah, I was gonna say, where can everybody find you?
You can find me right there on my Twitter, BenRainer2. You can find me every Tuesday with Matt here on Shooting the Breeze. Every Sunday on Get Ready with him and a few other people. And Saturday on Mount Schmodown.
Right on. Definitely be sure to check out those shows. Like Ben said, you can see me with him every Thursday on Shooting the Breeze. This latest episode, we got my brother from another mother, Dave Lee's, on the show. We're going to be talking about guilty pleasures, so definitely watch that one. And of course, Get Sweaty every Sunday, where we break down. We go off with a topic, we come back with our top 5 list. What's this week again? A video game score.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah. Have you given up your list?
I have my top 3, I think.
It's tough for me because I don't listen to video game scores all that much. I do have a few, but that's probably the toughest one for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Who came out? Yeah.
Our friend from the other side of the pond, 50. Curses. Love you, 50.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, good dude. Anyways, yeah, you can also find me over my other channel, Schmoes of the North, where we break down the week in the Schmodown. And also we do interview people from around the league every once in a while. Our latest one was with the Barbarian, so definitely check that out. And yes, Elvis makes an appearance. And then also keep an eye on our YouTube channel down the pike, because we've actually got something very special for you coming down, and I'm going to give you one clue: the Schmovivor series. So definitely watch that. And also you can find me over at Twitter and Instagram at soda_the_Saxman. And with that, we will look forward to seeing you guys next week when we head on over to the Max and we start covering Saved by the Bell. Peace out, everybody. Smash cancer, and don't forget, friends forever.
Friends forever.